Hi, Alanna. So now let's chat a little bit about the pandemic book.
Yeah.
Can you introduce the pandemic book period?
Okay.
So,
So, like a lot of people during the pandemic, I took to gardening a lot. I mean, I had been gardening a lot before, but I was kind of doing it full time.
yeah,
I only had 1 hectare, and half of that was a forest. But still, you can put a lot into 1 hectare,
it's a
and
big challenge, huh?
and it
One
was
hectare
especially when it was just grass to start
mhm,
with. So I had to start from
from scratch.
nothing really.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so this was the result of my experience of the pandemic, which just meant that I didn't go out and travel, so I had more time for the garden, like a lot of people did. And there was a great excitement, and it was very hard to find packets of seeds in the supermarket, for instance,
wow.
if you were looking for them there, because of the uptake of it. Um, but I try and put the idea of gardening into a whole concept of life, a philosophy of life
Yeah,
that there's out in the big world or the so-called real world. There's always this. They're always marketing the idea of luxury. Oh,
mhm,
you stay in a luxury hotel. You have a luxury holiday. But is that really what we should be aiming for?
mm.
Luxury. So the title Peasant in Paradise is almost a contradiction in terms.
All right, good.
Like, really? Would a peasant live in paradise? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, they have the freedom. If you look back in the history of being a peasant, living off the land, they had their autonomy. They had their
Autonomy,
land, they had their
self-sufficiency.
economic autonomy. They could pick and choose if they wanted to do work. So they
Mm-hmm.
weren't under the thumb of the bank, the employer, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They had great freedom. So this is why I
Freedom
think this is
of
what we've
choice.
lost in society. We've
Mm-hmm.
lost that sort of freedom because we have to pay the mortgage, we have to pay the bills. Actually, we can generate power off the sun. We don't really have to be paying so many bills if we have the freedom. We need a little bit of space to do that, of
Yeah,
course,
and
but
then you
not a
can
big space.
and
Yeah.
then you can create your
Then you
paradise,
create your
follow the
paradise.
the
Yeah,
season and
exactly.
observing and
Yes. You wake up in the morning. If it's raining, you'll do something. If it's sunny,
inside
you do something
or you
else.
go
You
out.
have the freedom of choice of how you live
Mm-mm.
your life. So for me, this was a fantastic idea, looking into the history of peasantry and how
Yeah,
people have understood it. But apart from that, there's a lot of information about plants, 132 plant profiles. Oh, there's the
yeah,
viola. Look that up.
violet. Yeah,
And
many techniques,
many
tips
techniques
and
for
tricks.
composting.